it's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, thanks again to Coach Terry Bowden, host of the Bowden Blitz, seen here on SportsGrid. So still at the half, waiting for the second half kickoff. So with that, let's bring in our good buddy, Mark Zitto, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time here on the Grid, also on the Four Letter Network as well. Mark, 35-7. We just had the coach on. He didn't offer too much hope for the Oregon Ducks. I don't know where you were to start the game, but where are you going here? Down 35-7 or maybe up 35-7?
This is not a game that I think is even bettable at half. I don't think there's a number and a game script that you could kind of concoct and say, I feel confident about the way the rest of this thing is going to go. So I stayed off the second half. You want to know where I was pregame? I went for one of these quick little, what I like to say, kind of quick hitters here. I took the first quarter under. Figuring these two teams would check each other, and the first play of the game, I burned that ticket right up. So that was hard to anticipate. That was hard to anticipate coming. That was a quick one right to the chest, and I said, okay, well, this is over. I don't need to watch this anymore. I just did not expect it to snowball the way it has. I don't think many people did. Obviously, the 3 turnovers are the difference in the game here, but against Indiana to try and claw back like this. I mean, is there a world where, Oregon wins the second half and, they end up beating Indiana 14-7 in the second half and what do we have, a 42-21 final? Okay. Yeah. Like I could see that theoretically being the case, but I don't know that is really something that I would want to bank on.
I don't think they take the pedal off the metal, Scott and Mark. We just had Coach Bowden on. What did he say? First thing he told us, he goes, oh, I know him. He's going to start. He ain't taking the pedal off the metal. He's going to run it up. Bowden told us during commercial break, oh, he'll run it up, guys, right now. He loves this. He's not going to let up. He'll want to dial up for next week. So, like you said, though, Mark, even let's say they score 14, that still gets them to 49. I think they get more than 14. Let's say 17-21. Where I'm going with this, I've already got an over 57.5 in-game here, guys, but it's 66.5. The Ducks won't completely tap out. They'll score some garbage points before this is all said and done. I still think it goes over the 66.5 is my opinion, Mark and Scott. What's your take, Scott?
You know what I like, guys? I like the team total for Oregon. It's 48.5. It's 2 touchdowns. You know, everything you basically just said, Gabe. I don't think they're going to take the foot off the pedal. The only thing that's a little concerning is
for
that
Indiana,
they've had
you
so
said
many.
Oregon. For Indiana. Indiana's 48.5 team total, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The only thing it would be a little concerning is that, they haven't had long drives. It's not like they've had 4, 65, 75-yard drives. It's just short fields. Are they going to continue to get that? But 2 touchdowns, all it takes is 1 Oregon score. And it is, I know it's going to sound goofy, but it is only 4 touchdowns. So if Oregon were to score first, maybe. But I think Indiana's good.
It's only 2 more
scores.
touchdowns.
I really like
yeah.
the field.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the bet. But, Mark, what about the Ducks, guys? 17.5. Yeah, they're getting blown out. Imagine conceivably before this game, you said, I'll give you the Ducks at minus 105 that they can get to 18 points. Can they get to 18 points, right. Mark?
Hey, here's the thing. You got to remember, that pregame total was 20.5. And, you're paying an extra premium here in the
that's what it was
half.
before the game. Yeah, 20.5.
Yeah,
okay,
and so that's my problem is that you're if it was 10.5, I'd like, maybe there's a world where I would do it. I mean, you have
10.5.
At what point in time is Cam Lanning kicking a field goal here? He's not kicking a field goal at any point in time.
Good point.
In this,
how about this, guys? How about this one? This is pretty good on FanDuel. Team total 50 points. Indiana is plus 180. That's only 15 more points. Now, I don't think they're going for 2, obviously, so it would be 3 more scores.
That's worth the bet at the odds.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
Can I tell you what I'm upset about? Because I on Monday, I kept staring at my book, looking at the look-ahead game of all 4 possibilities for the finals and seeing Miami and Indiana laying 4.5 and not locking in on Monday. Because by the time this game is over, it might be 7.5.
It's 7.5 now. Just for we're tracking it. We talked about it. I predicted. Me and Scott talked about it. My prediction, Mark. I said, it's going to get bumped up to 7.5.
Guys,
it might get higher. It might get 8.5, Mark. It might get higher.
So I can bet Miami because at this point I want.
Really?
Now I'm sort of rooting for Indiana to keep scoring, keep pushing the number up. We can't inflate, we can't have that much recency bias affect what was a look-ahead line on Monday before they played the games. You can't move that thing 4 points just because Indiana was the beneficiary of Oregon.
I brought the same thing up. I said people remember what they saw last, right?
Right.
People remember what they saw last.
That's what happens, and that line gets balloons up to 8.5. I have no choice but to take Miami with it.
Carson Beck against that defense. Over under on FanDuel is 47.5.
Scott, Miami can hang in the trenches with Indiana. And Miami will grind the pace down and they will run it down your throat as often as they can. They're not afraid to punt the ball away and put their defense back on the field. Let's see how healthy they come out of the game. I know they're going to be missing their cornerback who got ejected for targeting late in the game against Ole Miss. But, I think that there's a world here where, particularly in the first half, Miami can hang around.
Total is 47.5 right now at FanDuel for the championship game. Not for this one. I'm talking for for what do you think of the total?
24.5 in the first half, I'm betting the under 24.5 in the first half.
That's probably
going to be this
perception. Probably would it be.
There's going to be this perception that Indiana is going to score fast and early against Miami. I don't see it. I think Miami is too good.
And there's another long layoff. I hate that their schedule sucks, man. So it won't be this Monday, but next Monday, guys, right? So we're Friday now? It'll be another week.
10 days.
Another 10 days off. It's man, it's long. And you never know how it's going to affect the team. If I'm Miami, I'm not happy about the layoff. Indiana, Mendoza actually said he didn't mind the layoff. He said, I've had a very eventful year with the media stuff and the Heisman. He goes, I actually enjoyed the time off a little bit. And he said, I actually got refreshed from it. You're smoking hot if you're Miami right now, Mark. I wouldn't want to wait 10 days. And I thought Miami celebrated too much. Not the players, but Cristobal and even Bowden got a laugh, Scott, when I told him that. Hey, God, when I told him, I said, hey, wait till you actually win before you start acting like a jerk and go on the revenge tour. Cristobal's been a jerk to everyone for the last 24 hours, Mark. I'm telling you, it's going to backfire on him.
Well, there's a sense of relief for him because he's been chided so much as a guy who's always folded in big games and in big moments throughout his coaching career. always made. Look, I said going into this playoff that I would never give Mario Cristobal my money, and even though I took Miami's team total over last night, like I kind of, wasn't about to lay points with the Hurricanes because I don't trust Cristobal as a coach. I mean, he's held up well. His team has held up well. They're a well-constructed roster, so they take a lot of the tough coaching decisions out of his hands, and I think that benefits him.
Second half kicking off now, guys. Just for the record, we're finally back.
Here's the other thing real quickly I would do. You probably can't do this, but knowing the game is in Miami, if I was Cristobal, I would take my kids, go to North Carolina, South Carolina. I would get out of the state and just get away from all the distractions.
That's the thing. They're going to be told how good they are all week.
Of the world. Exactly. For a week and a half, they're going to be celebrating, and Michael Irvin's going to be down there.
Keep a Bella danger away from them. That'll be dangerous for the players.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just made that reference.
Thank you. It went right over Scott's head, so he's clean.
Yeah, like, okay,
Mark,
whatever.
He's clean. He's like, I don't know.
It must be a musical thing. It must be a musical thing. So, is it Bella-Day? I'm thinking Belichick here.
It's the name of a band. Yeah. No, I won't tell you to look it up, Scott. I'll tell him to look it up, but no, don't.
So his girlfriend's probably the same age. So,
yeah. All right. If you had to, 28.5 Oregon, or you laying it with Indiana right now? If you had to.
I'd still lay with Indiana. I don't think Oregon has any fight left in it. I'm telling you, especially if Indiana scores on this first drive. Like, if you're going to lay that, you have to have Indiana score on the first drive and just really give Oregon those chances.
Yeah. Mark, great job. Appreciate it, Mark.
See you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Thanks to the Mark Zeno SportsGrid host. You see and hear him all the time on the grid. So we are underway, and what we saw so far first half is what we're seeing so far second half. Man, they got the ball to Oregon 39-yard line already. Just like that. A couple minutes into
running
the
hard.
Second half. Man.
That's the thing. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell us 35-7 if you look at their body language.
Right.
Like, the running backs run hard, like,
Yeah, that's why I asked the coach, Gabe, about, Signetti smiling.
Scott,
Like, the dude
sorry,
never
I don't
smiled.
like it.
Oh,
Mendoza
touchdown
just
already?
scrambled again. Nah, but Mendoza just
Oh,
ran again. It's
what are
like,
you
bro, like,
doing,
dude. Like, he
You
did
know-
it himself this time. We love your toughness, kid, but bro,
Yeah.
like, if I'm his dad, I see his dad's in the stands. Somebody, I'd literally like stand up like a softball dad or a hockey dad. You know what I mean? Like with the kid.
Yeah.
Hey, Fernando, hey, stop! Like,
F and running.
Totally go
Get
down. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean?
That's the only thing that could derail this team, right? I mean, I love Signetti. I really,
Even if I'm
I've grown to
Signetti,
really like
you're
this
right.
guy.
At what
You know-
point he doesn't play in the fourth quarter
Right.
often, Scott. In the regular season, he has
Right.
been taken out of games. If
Right.
I wouldn't take him out at 35-7, that's just sort of tempting fate.
No, you can't
You're
do that.
insulting Oregon, like, but
Yeah.
they got another 10, 14. Oh, he's running again. Oh my God. Oh my God. And he just fumbled it. And he just like spun his ankle awkwardly. Indiana
And they
recovers
just
the
played-
fumble. Like, okay, that's it. Like, and I got money on you even. And I'm like, whoa, bro. Dude, you've got a lot on the line, man. Like, watch this play,
Yeah.
Scott. Look at his ankle get twisted weirdly here. If I'm Signetti right now, I'm telling him no more for now. Throw the ball away. Like, I don't care. Like, throw the ball away. Stop taking
calling pass
off.
plays anyway. Yeah. And they just played a game, Gabe, against Alabama in which Alabama lost their quarterback. So not that he doesn't know the dangers, but it's like, it should be thrown in his face. Oh, yeah, we knocked the Alabama quarterback out. That could happen here. What are you doing? You're running for 100 yards.
Yeah, you and I talked about it too. The Oregon kids are going to get pissed, and it's not even like that they're going to cheat shot him, but if he keeps running, one of these times they're going to get him. It's their job to get him. It's not even like mean-spirited, but if he keeps running for it, you think the Ducks are just going to say, oh, well, he's going to the NFL, so I'm not going to hit him. No, they're going to say, you know what, screw this guy.
Yeah. This is the only way to get even. Only way to get back into the game. Only, vent out our frustration.
Well, you don't want to look bad, and then your tape is bad. Oh, Mendoza ran right past you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you got to light him up.
Crazy. See, that's where I look for coaches. This is how I like a coach. If the coach shows common sense to me. I can't tell you how many times I watch football games, college and NFL. The team is up like 14. The other team is dead in the water, 7 minutes left, and they're running the ball down the field. And you're like, just keep running. Just keep running. This team is dead. And they'll like throw some passes. It'll be incompletions. And it's like, what are you doing? Get a feel for the game. Same thing here. And I like seeing that. I'm going to like the dude. I really am. But you got to have a feel for the game. Stop having your quarterback scrambling around.
There's another touchdown. All right, so he just threw it. Yeah, as you say, I know. So he threw a touchdown pass. So how's Mendoza's numbers looking? 13 of 14, 151 yards, 4 touchdown passes.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Living up to the Heisman
Here's
hype,
the question. Here's the question. Put Mendoza on, I'm not going to say a bad team, but an average 500 team. Are they?
Yeah.
Are they a playoff team?
Dude, I
is he
I mean the same thing. I said all along, I'm like, he's not like a franchise like savior. Like he's not Victor Wembanyama, Scott. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, we've got this dude, and like we're saved.
We're gonna
like,
build around him.
But, and I think that's not the same thing. But who are Indiana? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't have 5-star wide receivers.
Right.
The dude, like Colby brought it up, his wide receivers are from JMU. 2 of the 3 kids are from JMU. And he's got another transfer from whatever UConn or something. Dude, it's not like he's throwing to blue bloods here, Scott, to begin with. Right. And he threw well at Cal, too. So he did this at Cal where he was damn good.
Right.
So, yeah. Like if you're the Raiders, I just, it's a hard pass, isn't it? Yeah. Like if you don't take Mendoza, all right, who you taking? The only other option to me is Ruben Bain.
Right.
So if you're the Raiders right now and you're starting from scratch, do you want a defensive lineman? Interior guy is kind of small too. He's great, or do you want like a face of the franchise to go along, Scott, with Ashton Genty? Right? You got Genty. Get Mendoza now in the second year. They grow together.
Yeah.
If you were really smart, if you're the Raiders, you trade the freaking pick for 1 million picks and you stockpile.
1 million first round.
If you really wanted to be smart, right? But and not to mention too, I think his Hispanic stuff comes into play. Like from a marketing, like the Raiders have a lot of Hispanic fans, Scott. Like you imagine how many Raider jerseys you sell with the name Mendoza on the back?
Yeah. But I must say, when I hear him and see him speak and stuff, like there's no accent or anything. Like I would, if you told me his name was Joe Smith,
well, he's also
like,
the most un-Raider like ever.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
He's the
total
opposite of Jim Plunkett or Ken Stabler.
Yeah.
Like those guys are doing coke off a desk and off a table in a bar. Hey, nice to meet you. They're drinking. Yeah. Mendoza's got a rosary beard. All right, I'm going to church. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Mendoza's a geek.
Donuts.
But he's got that it factor about him, Scott. You see, he does. Right? He can make the throws.
A lot, let's face it, right? If Tom Brady says draft Mendoza, they're going to draft him. So a lot of this is just, Tom Brady. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah,
you're
the guy. Brady approves.
You're on a team. Is he? Do you see you in him? Does he? Anything? Kind of same build. 6'5" tall. Right? So, 13 of 14 for 151 yards.
You know who Mendoza? I don't know about you. Mendoza reminds me of. To me, he's a taller, and he's not even taller actually, because Jared Goff is pretty tall. He's a more athletic Jared Goff.
A little more athletic, though. Yeah.
More that's what I said. More athletic Jared Goff. Like, I'm not saying he's an NFL superstar, but he'll be a quarterback in the NFL. He'll make throws for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. He's still making them right now for Indiana.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Okay, Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
All right. Oregon's not giving up. Not that we thought they would. They got a little
bettors rejoicing. Over betters. Let's go.
Go. And not to mention, now you need one touchdown. And
there you go. There you go. You got it. He's in. There you go. You win your bet. Plus 250. He's in.
Touchdown.
He's in. He's in.
Nice.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Ducks. Who is it that scored?
That'll help. So
Jay Harris, for you prop players out there, Jay Harris, 2-yard touchdown rush. Dan Lanning wants to go for 2. The comeback begins. 42-13. He wants to go for 2.
What's the point, Dan? Just go for the 1, right? I tell you what,
42.
this helps our
You know what's funny,
over
Scott? You're
Indiana
right.
team total.
You know what? I'm just going to say, sorry, I was going to say, but 42-14, you're down by 28. It's nice and even. Just why do this now? Just make it, hey, we're down 4 touchdowns. Let's get another one. And if we make it down, one touchdown at a time, guys. But why start chasing now? Like, you know what I mean?
What, even if you got it, you're down 27.
Nice catch.
They got all right.
Yeah, I know, but now, so clearly every time they're going to go for 2. That's what he's going to do, like clearly.
Yeah.
I guess he's just thinking, screw it, I go for 2 every time, no matter the math here.
Yeah. What advantage is there for being down 27 versus 28? Nothing. You're not kicking any field goals.
No. It's like any... Yeah, we can get into the metrics. No, Scott, it's like, put it in gambling terms. It's like sitting at a blackjack table. You're getting your ass handed to you. And you finally win, and you're like, put the chips back in again. Like, you know what I mean? It was a spike goal for 2. Doesn't do anything. It was like, all right, 42-15, whatever. But they actually got it, and that's 8 points. And if you're the Oregon bench, you know what I mean? You can sell this a little bit and say, all right, guys, we're not done. We're not done. In-game total, 74.5.
Wow. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's his thinking of like, okay, I got to show my guys we're not giving up, but 74.5. The Indiana
I said
team total
66.5 at the half. I said it'll get there.
Yeah. And that put the...
What about now? 74.5. So what are we at now? We're at 42, 5, 57. 57, 17, 57, 21. Yeah, dude. There's still... This is going over, man. We're only midway through the third. And I'll tell you what, you know as well as I do, Scott. Indiana and Cignetti, they're the type of team that, oh, yeah, you scored, now we're going to score. You really pissed us off now. Like, they're going to score now themselves.
Yeah, that Indiana team total, that's not a bad play.
I like the 17.5 over with the Ducks, and boom, here it is already. One more score, that's going to go over. I didn't get that one in, though.
How about if you put that Indiana team total 50 in at plus 180 we told you about, their total now is 51.5. So hopefully you put it in, you're holding out to a plus 180 ticket on something that you could bet the under if you want to, a 51.5 in the hedge and walk away a winner. But now that's their real total, 51.5. Oregon,
I got a 49.5 actually for them. I got a 49.5 at Bet365.
Really?
I got to take that.
That's pretty good.
And Oregon's 22.5.
Yeah. Over is plus 140. What do they got? 15. So that would be, that's probably only one more touchdown. If he went for 2 last time, he'd probably go for 2 again. So
I just clicked over 74.5 because I have no self-control.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, I figured, dude, there's a lot. No, but Scott, I don't think it's a DGen dumb bet. There's 7.5 minutes left. I don't think the Ducks will quit. They got recruit wars going on and stuff like that. They know what I mean? They can't like roll over. Some kid would be like, I was going to go there until I saw you lose by 60. Like, right? They won't quit. They could take more out though at some point. Right? That's somewhat of a concern here. But Indiana, there's still too much football left for me to tap out here, guys. We're at 57 now, 74.5. We can't really say, it's exactly this many touchdowns and stuff, because like Scott said, Oregon are going to go for 2 all the time and stuff, so it's going to throw the math off a little bit here. But I believe Oregon are going to score another touchdown. I don't think they're going to score again. So let's just assume that. Indiana are going to score again. All right, that's 13 to 15 or whatnot, and then can we get another one? I think we can get 3 more touchdowns here.
I think so.
Look, that's what it is, Scott. I got 74.5 or 57. 3 touchdowns, essentially. I win the bet. There will be 3 more touchdowns in this game.
I think so, too. I'm going to go with the over for both. 51.5 for Indiana. I put it in at 50. I got that. And I'm going to double down on it. And I'll take the over 22.5 as well for Oregon. I think both teams are going to score. So, would they do an onside kick? I'll let you know when we come back. Okay, bye.
it's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live game day on the grid. College football semifinals tonight. Scott Wetzel, Gabriel Morency until the end of the football game. We're midway through the third quarter. Indiana almost scored again, but a long run was called back because of a holding penalty, which it was a holding penalty. So, but we got a blowout, but that doesn't mean we can't put some bets in. So let's talk a little college football, maybe some college basketball as well with Guns Picks. Follow them on Twitter at GUNZPICKS at Guns Picks. What's going on, Guns? How are you tonight?
Well, I took Oregon. That's how it's going right now. But I've had a good season. I've run a 14-1 run. Of course, the gambling gods are funny sometimes, and they come back for their, whatever their vig is. So either way, I'm still having a good bowl season.
Their pound of flesh.
Yeah,
I think that's a good term. Yeah, they came for their pound of flesh.
And I thought Oregon would take their pound of flesh on Indiana today, but right now it looks like I'm wrong. So we'll see what happens.
They're just a juggernaut. So let's just look ahead here. They just picked up a first down too. So it's 42-15. They got a first down. They had them in a third down, 2nd and 17, and they still got a first down out of it after.
Wow.
The point spread was 5.5 coming into tonight. The hypothetical advanced number, Indiana versus Miami. It's currently sitting at 7.5 at FanDuel right now. I don't know if it'll get much higher because, people are going to start to want to buy in on Miami. But, is there a number high enough they could sell here? They just beat Alabama 38-3. Now they're destroying a very good Oregon Duck team, albeit that is without, their running backs, which is causing them problems, obviously. But, the game's in Miami, but so what, Guns? You know that Indiana fans are going to take that stadium over again next week anyways. What's your take on the number right now at 7.5?
I don't think there's a high enough number for Indiana as I'm watching it currently. Am I going to take it? I'll have to delve into the numbers a little bit more. Maybe even looking at the total on this one. But what I saw from Miami is when they have that step up in class, we kind of saw it against Ole Miss. The defense kind of shows vulnerabilities, right? So, they give up long scores. They gave up a lot of yards to Ole Miss. For some reason, I think maybe this could be an over type of play as I'm, talking it out right now. Indiana, as we're seeing it right now, versus a top 5 defense is doing whatever they want, moving the football. Of course, that is predicated on 3 turnovers that turned into 21 points. So I have to take that into account as well. But I'm probably going to be looking at the total. I'll probably looking at some team totals in this one. 7.5. I want to take Indiana. I just don't see anyone beating them, but there's a contrarian in me that may want to take Miami, and maybe there's some magic there. Virtually playing a home game in that one as well. So
Yeah.
Got to stop.
47
Actually, Oregon just stopped them.
Wow. How about that?
There we go.
47.5 is the hypothetical on FanDuel.
I thought I was seeing double,
give me
guys.
right
There's
there?
2 Mendozas, huh? His brother's on the team too. God, that was confusing.
Package deal.
Yeah. The 15 and number 15 and 16. See, but they got to stop, Scott. So 4th and 3, the Ducks are getting the ball back here. Like I said,
Yeah,
they're not going to tap out. Like if they score again, they'll get a little energy back here.
If they can get that run game going, and that is kind of what kind of sets everything up for Dante Moore in the passing game. If you look
running
at them,
backs, guns, you see they're setting up in an empty back set most of the time.
yeah, I mean, well, when you're down 42-15, I don't think there's going to be a lot of running anymore. I think you're going to be looking to try to air the ball out there with those receivers. It's going to be tough. But if they do get a score here, it kind of changes the momentum a little bit, and then get the defense, get a 3 and out. Maybe changes the momentum of the game. And, you can't really count any team out in college football, especially an Oregon team that can score at will virtually against anybody in the country. But, well-coached team there with Cignetti. Indiana has got a good cushion right now. It's going to be very hard for me to even see them get anywhere near a possession in this one.
Yeah.
They're up to 310 right now on the money line.
Wow, they were
The
at
win,
plus
not the money line
6,000.
advance. So
Even James
yeah, so
Madison
that's what
made a run.
7.5 is. That's what it is. 7.5 is the same thing. Yeah, minus 310.
Wow. 47.5 is that number, that over-under number for the on FanDuel
game,
anyway.
okay.
So,
I think
Would
Miami
you,
are going to have a hard time scoring against Indiana, guys.
Miami. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Miami offense didn't really
I'm not
look
saying
good
I'm going to bet the under, but I'm just stating Miami's offense.
Right.
Fletcher isn't going to run for 180 yards like he's been every week against these teams. So, like, the Indiana are going to slow that down. They're going to make you take Malachi Toney out of the equation, their guns. Who are they going to throw to? Right? Like, Indiana have a million players to stop, and they're so versatile. Miami are not. They've done this. They've done a great job, but they've done it on the backs of, like, 4 to 6 kids, essentially. They're not as deep, and I think Indiana, Cignetti will just attack their strengths. And I think Carson Beck is out there partying right now with Instagram models. I think all the Hurricane players are being told how good they are and stuff all week. I think they're going to get lit up. I don't think, even though it's in Miami, I think it's almost bad it's in Miami, Scott. They'd be better off if it was somewhere else.
yes. Yeah. That's what I think. We were talking earlier because I would take Miami if I had the wherewithal. I'd take them out of the state for the next week and a half. Get them out of the state. Go to Louisiana. Go wherever, and just like get away from all the friends and the family and all the goofy people down there. So, you said there's no number high enough, but legitimately, how high do you think that number will go next week?
I mean, if it opens up like legitimately after this game at 7.5, I know there's look ahead lines or something like that, but when the official line comes out, if it is above a 7.5, I can see that moving up a point or two before you even wake up on Saturday morning, and then it'll probably kind of stay dormant a little bit until we get to the closing line. But I mean, I think it's a double-digit win. Like right now, just off my gut, of course, I got to look into it a little bit further. And I mean, I can't see anybody beating this this Indiana team. And then if they can stop the run and they can stop Fletcher and then they can isolate Malachi Toney. I mean, you watch it against Ole Miss. The only way they were getting Toney the ball was through those wide receiver screens and just letting him work. But the Indiana's a different defense. They tackle well, they're disciplined, and I just don't think if they can isolate him, who's gonna win the game for him? That's the thing. And Carson Beck, I don't think he's an accurate thrower. I don't think he's a good quarterback. He had one good drive in that game versus Ole Miss that got him down the field for that touchdown. And against this Indiana defense that is number 2 in the country, just behind Ohio State. It's tough for me to even back them, but we'll see what happens. I'll have to look into it a little bit further. We have some time. I guess it's going to be.
Listen, they just beat. It's crazy to say this. It's more so not a criticism of Miami. If you're a Miami fan tuning in, They're thinking, oh, these guys, you're crazy. Because, dude, I mean, we saw Miami went into Texas A&M and beat them. They beat Ohio State on a neutral field, right? They just, they beat Ole Miss last night. So they've beaten 2 SEC teams and the Big Ten sort of badass Ohio State Buckeyes. And now they're playing, lowly, Indiana and Miami. I mean, how can they not match up? But Indiana are just that good. I mean, that's what the problem is. Like, they're just that much better than everybody. It's pretty crazy, but it's true.
Are you buying guns into this program? Like next year, if they gave you 10.5, are you betting the over? Is Indiana for Can we just assume Indiana's going to be like Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon in the Big Ten?
They're going to. I mean, if we're looking at next year. I mean, you look at the recruits and what they're getting in the transfer portal next year. They're bringing in some elite talent. They're getting attention now.
The TCU's quarterback.
Yeah, they're getting Josh Hoover. That's
Josh Hoover. They
brought
brought in Marsh from Michigan State, badass wide receiver.
Yeah, Nick Marsh from Michigan State, a solid receiver, and he didn't even have a quarterback. So, but I mean, this team is going to be a contender all the way through the future as long as Signetti's there. I don't see any way, shape, or form how they're not going to be. This is Alabama 2.0. This is the new age of Indiana is going to be the team to beat. It's unreal.
Crazy. Indiana football. How about that?
Oh, my goodness, guys. 3rd and 11 from the end zone. Dante Moore hits a 50-yard bomb.
Nice. Thanks, Guns.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Okay, Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again for Guns joining us. Follow him on Twitter, Guns Picks, at Guns Picks, GUNZPICKS. So we don't quite have a game here as far as who's going to win or lose, but listen, I've seen crazy things happen watching sports for 50 years here. So it's 42-15, and Indiana's got the ball. Actually, Oregon's got the ball. Never mind. Indiana was driving it. Oregon's got the ball.
Oregon has the ball.
Right around midfield. You get a touchdown here.
They just hit a bomb. They were 3rd and 11 in the end zone. And Dante Moore it would have been big problems for them. They would have had to punt, and it really could have gotten out of hand for them. But they hit it was a hell of a catch, and it really helped our passing yard prop as well because he's a little bit behind. They really haven't had the ball much, right? I mean, they're just getting their ass handed to them. So he was sort of stuck at like 112, 113 area. With that catch, he got up to, what is he now, 155. Yeah. So he's at 155. I got over 224.5. But the Ducks score here, then we got something cooking going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And here's a big play for the Ducks. So their offense is moving the ball now.
Yeah, make them sweat a little bit. You get it if you get it within 2 scores, which I know is asking a lot. You're down, that's 2 more touchdowns, but get it within 2 scores and maybe see them sweat a little bit. So,
well, Scott, they're missing a few players, but they are the Oregon Ducks.
Yes,
right. Like if there's a team that can score fast, it is them. Like if they put their mind to it and say, right, we're going to hurry up, and they can play at a supersonic speed. But to me, this is it. After this drive, they need to go into 4-down four down stuff. They need to hurry the F up all the time type of deal. This is a big possession for them. But from where they were, considering they go into the fourth quarter down 3 scores, at least on the sidelines, they'll feel like they've got a puncher's chance. For people like you and me and everyone watching right now, it's just all about the in-game total and the point spread and the props.
Yeah. And I tell you, fast forwarding, if they were to score here, right, that makes it 42-21. Then let's say they go for the 1, hopefully, but even if they went for 2, but theoretically, they go for 1, now you're down 20, and then you could do an onside kick, and even if you don't recover it, you could always still give up a field goal and still be down only 3 scores. And I don't look at I know it sounds goofy, but I don't care how many points I'm behind. I look at this point in the game, how many scores am I behind? And if you do the onside kick, you don't recover it, they kick a field goal, you're still down 3 touchdowns with the 2-point conversion. So there is no risk in my mind of going for 2. And hopefully, at this point, you can't be greedy. You can't expect 3 and outs all the time. Your defense isn't that good today. Do the onside kick, risk it. I would do it.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with risking the onside kick early. Right. And in college, it's unlike the NFL. You don't have to tell them and all that type of stuff. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, at least. So you got a puncher's chance at it. They just ran the ball on a 3rd and 9. I think it was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. They just ran the ball, but they picked up 8 yards. So it's a 4th and 1, right? It was actually a nice play call. Like it was a draw up the middle. Indiana didn't think they were going to do it. So it caught them off guard there. But now you got a big 4th and 1 here. Like, this is for everything. The momentum of the game, the in-game totals, all on this play right now. Yeah. And it doesn't have a hope in hell.
Down 2 game. They ran on 2nd and 10 as well. Kind of weird.
Dude, right? They needed 1 yard, and they pitched it backwards, like 5-6 yards. They never had a chance. Never had a chance.
Why do these coaches
should have thrown
do
it.
that?
Just throw it, guys. Like, what are you doing here? Like,
I mean, you need 1 yard forward, and you're going to pitch it 5 yards backwards first.
Yeah, they ended up losing 2 yards.
I mean,
what's crazy is they had the quarterback under center, too. So they did the right thing. Donnie Moore was under center, but he did and he didn't wait. It never developed. He just snapped the ball, and he pitched it back. And the running back, Scott's like 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And there were like 3 red jerseys in front of him right away. It was like, this guy, like, if you're the OC, like, why would you think that would work?
Yeah. You know how long you have to hold your block for an offensive lineman if you're going to give the ball to the guy 5 yards deep in the backfield? I mean, you're asking your offensive line to just, offensive linemen don't do that. You get a second, maybe.
Now it's going to blow up potentially. That could be the bubble burst of this game. It's 42-15. We're going into the 4th. Indiana could just run the ball, and Oregon scores there. Then the fireworks continue a little bit, but I'm not saying it. They're going to want to score again, Indiana, but they're going to take their time doing it now.
Yeah, and one last thing on that play. The problem with that is that it's 4th and 1. So all the defensive backs, all the linebackers are all close to the line of scrimmage because they know it's okay. I got to prevent you from getting 1 yard. It's not 4th and 10 where the defensive backs or 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, that would have been a good time to take a deep strike down the field, actually.
They're all in a position to make the tackle. And that's what it was. There's too many guys. It's 11 on 9. I say this all the time. The quarterback doesn't block, and the running back's obviously not blocking. There's 11 defenders against 9 offensive linemen. So if they're all at the line of scrimmage, you can't pitch it 5 yards back. It's not going to work.
It would have been a good time, too. You're down by so much. You got to take a chance at some point. You could have thrown it deep. Like you said, they were all on the line. Yeah. Right? You got 1-0 coverage. Just send, you know what I mean? You don't have to go for a bomb, but you can catch them off guard and throw the ball. Right. Yeah. But it was just out of all the plays with you. And, you know, the game's already done for them, but you could argue their season was kind of on the line there. It was the end of the quarter, going into the fourth. Big play. You guys score. You get the kids back involved on the sidelines. You can say, listen, man, it's 42-22 now, guys. We're right back in this thing. Instead, you run the stupidest, laziest play call in the history of football. And it doesn't have a hope in hell. You lost yards on the play.
It's like all the game film these coaches watch. Don't they see like
sneak at that point?
Yeah, we did. Just do a tush push. You got 2 guys in the backfield, so do a little Dante Moore tush push. He'll gain a yard. It was like a half a yard too. It wasn't even like a yard and a half. It was like a half a stinking yard.
And now Indiana, like I said, they're going to go into run the ball mode here, try to add another field goal touchdown, just get out of this right now.
Yeah. 22-15, start the fourth quarter. I need to get a score at Indiana. I didn't get it. Back.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live game day on the grid. We've begun the fourth quarter. 42-15, Scott and Gabe. Watching a little Indiana-Oregon football. So I don't know if I would have told you before the game that it would be 42-15. Who do you think would be leading I probably would say Indiana, to tell you, even though I thought Oregon had a chance. I didn't think Oregon was going to blow them out, but I've seen this Indiana team. We saw last week. So I probably would have said Gabe Indiana if given a choice. If you told me that was the score, and that's what it is right now.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, they beat them 30-20. They beat them by 10 earlier this year. They beat Alabama by 35 last week. Oregon looked really good against Texas Tech last week, right? They did, but I think Texas Tech were good team. Good year this year for Texas Tech, but they're not on this level of these elite teams yet right now. That was their first year sort of on the scene. And they're coming for more Texas Tech. They're not done.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not going away, Texas Tech. They are the poster boys of this new modern NIL stuff. They have serious rich boosters. They have big time oil money. And they're not playing around. So this is the first year. They spent some money in the past, but this year they put $28 million basically into the players. Now, supposedly you're not allowed spending more than 20. That was sort of the little rule, but whatever. They went over that. And they got Sorsby, Scott, the quarterback of Cincinnati, who is a stud. Yeah. And he, you know what? I like, there was a few good quarterbacks on the transfer market available in the portal, but people graded Sorsby as the number one guy out of Cincinnati. And Texas Tech got their man. $5 million a year.
Wow.
Think about it. Cincinnati Bearcat quarterback. You know what's wild, Scott? That you're at Cincinnati because you weren't heavily recruited. Like, you know what I mean? The bigger schools didn't want you. So, Cincinnati's not a big school, but you know what I mean? Like, so you there, but it's almost like the path right now. And that's the problem. Like this, we talk about it. Like these football people aren't as smart as they pretend, Scott, all the time. They're not smart enough, or they don't have the patience enough to recruit a young quarterback and say, it's going to be my quarterback. It's easier right now if you're a big school to just say, you know what, let's just steal JMU or Cincinnati. It's like, let's look at all the quarterbacks in the country that are good. Doesn't matter whether they're on a good team or not, and let's take him if he's good. Just point blank. Right. And you don't have to develop a quarterback. It's kind of rare. So we'll see. Like Cignetti, pretty clear. He doesn't care about developing a quarterback. He doesn't want to develop a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. He brought in Curtis Rourke. 1 year later, he brings in Mendoza. Boom. Mendoza's gone. He brings in Hoover from TCU. You see where I'm going with this? Like he'll just keep these teams will just keep taking other people's quarterbacks. So it's just ironic that Sorsby probably was frustrated 2 years ago that, man, how come I didn't get in Ohio State or Michigan or one of these bigger schools? I'm going to Cincinnati. Well, kid, 2 years later, you're going to Texas Tech and getting $5 million. Well,
here's the irony.
What a world.
Here's the irony of it all, Gabe, about this stuff. I was thinking Wisconsin for some reason, but I knew he was somewhere before Cincinnati. You know where he was before Cincinnati? I mean, this is football, college football 2025-26. You know where he was? Indiana. He was at Indiana. Sorsby was at Indiana.
So he goes full circle around.
Yeah. How crazy is that? And he played his sophomore year, but in the first year he didn't play, so I guess that's why he's got next year of eligibility. But I knew he was somewhere. I thought maybe it was Wisconsin, and I remember saying, "I'm like, this guy is good call, yeah. Good." I know he was good last year. He definitely was good this past year, obviously. But it's like he was somewhere where he wasn't any good. Yeah, he was at Indiana in 2022-23.
But you look at Indiana, and Cignetti gets credit, and deservedly so. He's done an awesome job, obviously, building this program to what it is. But let's not forget, they weren't like, you and I, we talked about the worst team ever. Basically, they were losing as team. They lost more games than any team in the history of college football. They were terrible. They weren't bad with Kalen DeBoer, remember. Right. That's what rebuilt it. Like, Kalen DeBoer was the one that actually kind of built Indiana football up a little bit. He got them into, bowl, 7-win type. Like, they were 1-2 win type team. That Michael Penix was the quarterback, Scott.
Michael Penix was there, yeah.
Michael Penix and Kalen DeBoer. And Kalen DeBoer got the job at Washington, and everything, Penix went to Washington with DeBoer, and they went to the national championship game. So just to put it in context, I know the media, I never seen anyone really bring it up. It's like Cignetti is sort of Moses, and he parted, you know what I mean? He's parted water.
Yeah.
Look what he's done. It's like, yeah, he's done a great job, but let's not forget, Michael Penix and Kalen DeBoer were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big decision for all that.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Okay, Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carden Show. Only on SportsGrid.
What have Gabe and I been telling you all night long, right? All night long. We mentioned it before even today. In the end, it never calls off the dogs. They just don't. So if you're laying 28 at halftime, you're up 28, don't necessarily worry about it, right? They're up 42-15. Oregon decides to punt, and we'll get to that in a second, right? And what does Indiana do? They rush the punter and they block the punt. They're up 27 points in the fourth quarter.
Signetti looked mad that it wasn't returned for a touchdown almost. Like he was mad on the sideline after about it. Like he's yelling at the ref. He's yelling at the ref now. He's yelling at the ref now. He's at 42-15. Like he really is a nut job, this guy.
He really is. He really is. I mean, he's a great, it's like there was an old I Love Lucy show many, many moons ago, right? Ricky was going for a job, and he had the boss who was going to hire him over for dinner, and everything was all regimented and all crazy, all strict and this and that. And at the end of the show, he's like, okay, you know what? You're the worst husband in the world. You're the worst this, that. But that's what I want for my job, though. So you're hired. The same thing. This guy is just a nut, right? I wouldn't want to be his kid or anything, but that's what I want as a head coach, though. That's
what keeps them going.
Yeah,
he'll be the type of coach, guys, when they watch the tape on Monday, he's going to chew them out. What the hell was this? Right. We did this wrong. This is a big problem. We're going to lose to Miami if we do this. Like, that's what makes him. He's driven. He's like, Bowden said it. He said this guy's been driving for this his whole life. Started off at the bottom, like his father was a big-time coach and stuff, and big-time college football recruiter. So it's not like this is some Cinderella story. He's 62 years old.
Yeah.
Think about that. Also think about that, like with coaches. Yeah.
He was on
they just showed
Alabama
a shot of him with Greg McElroy in 2010. But think about that, guys, when you talk about age. Like Kyle Whittingham is 66. He just got the Michigan job, and people are like, oh, it's old. Terry Bowden brought up. He goes, my father didn't win until he was 63.
Yeah.
Think about that, Bobby Bowden.
Yeah.
You look at college basketball, a lot of coaches, like most of the coaches are old. Like Andy Reid's been winning Super Bowls. Andy Reid's not young, guys. Guy's like 72 years old type thing, 71, 70. Like he's old, Andy Reid. Like it's not like Belichick. People call out Belichick for being old. It's because Belichick is dating a 23-year-old girl and is coaching a college team.
Yeah.
Right? Like if Belichick was coaching an NFL team, people wouldn't think he was that old right now. It'd just be like, there's Belichick. Right? But you want to go to college amongst kids and you're good, you know what I mean? Then you're going to look old. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all content.
And he's trying to look young. He's got the young girl, so he's trying to get, with the.
I guess he's going back next year too. They brought Bobby Petrino just got hired there today, actually.
Yeah. How interesting!
What a combo! Right? Belichick and Petrino at college.
Bro, yeah. Oh, bro. I mean,
combined like 200 years old.
Yeah, and one,
if you're a college kid, like I wouldn't
another.
even consider. I used to imagine like it'd almost be fun just to sit through their recruiting thing. Just these two old, crusty, mean dudes, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to go there, or do I want to go with Lane Kiffin, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go Dan Lanning, who's Mr. whatever.
Dan Lanning,
these guys, you're looking at them like, yeah, I don't think so, guys. I'm glad you won 6 Super Bowls, Coach, but not for me. Thanks.
Isn't it funny also? Not a peep, not just a mention, not a peep of Belichick going to the Raiders with Tom Brady. So you know there really is something between those two, right?
That
if they
Gary
were willing to
Myers
hire
guy.
Pete Carroll. So
I think it was Newsweek. Gary Myers said, "Imagine how great it would be if Belichick would coach the Raiders." And I responded, I said, "Yeah, great for the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers. For the rest of the division." No, Brady and Belichick don't really. I'm not going to say they hate each other, but I don't think Tom Brady wants Belichick back in his life, type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Touchdown, Indiana. Surratt, another touchdown.
So the over 48.5 is probably going to hit once they hit the extra point. All right. Now we did a half.
Yeah,
a point
the team total
with,
48.5.
Yeah.
Ducks team total was 22.5 at that time.
Yeah. Looks like my Dolphins are going to get Harbaugh because the guy they're going to hire as the GM is like good buddies with the Harbaugh family. So I'm assuming that's going to be the case. I'm not the biggest Harbaugh fan in the world, but I'll take it. I'll take it though, obviously.
Yeah, and there's a lot of buzz that McDaniel is actually going to get the Tennessee Titan job.
God, why?
He's already been offered the Detroit Lion offensive coordinator job, right? Like immediately, the Lions said, "All right, if you want." But the Tennessee Titans supposedly like him, not just like a token interview. Like why they don't need to do a token like white guy interview, affirmative, like the Rooney Rule. Yeah, we need to interview Mike McDaniel. Like they interview him for a reason. Right, and there's a buzz that, they think him and Cam Ward would be a nice combo. I won't even put it on the tee for you, but the Titans interviewed Jason Garrett this week, Scott.
Wow. I'd just as soon have Jason Garrett. I really would.
It's not bad, Jason Garrett, to be honest with you. If you look back.
Yeah, he actually, listen, Tony Romo doesn't that was with Parcells, but
he's not incompetent.
He kept that team competitive.
It's just he was such a yes man to Jerry Jones that people didn't respect him.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? It was just so much that, listen, dude, you're just the puppet. They're like, the players knew it. They were like, dude, whatever, dude, I'm going to go to the boss. Like, I'm going to Jerry. I'm not going to listen to you. Right? Anytime there's a dispute or something, they all knew. You don't really have the power here. Right? And he didn't really he was too nice of a guy to be in that situation, but he's not some bumbling fool or anything like that.
No. He's an Ivy League guy. So that tells you he's got smarts. He's a little soft-spoken, though. I don't know if, as a rah-rah guy that, does that resonate?
As a coordinator, I wouldn't mind him up there with a Diet Coke calling plays. You know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, I'll trust you. But, like you said, you're going to run a room now in the modern NFL. But I thought it was interesting you got a job hired. But, McDaniel, though, you always talk about it. I say the same thing, Scott. If you're a coach, you get fired or you good, will you get hired again? That's the whole thing.
Right.
Or is it like, listen, bro, you're Nate Hackett. You're never getting hired. You're lucky you got this job, in the first place.
Yeah.
I told you I believe McDaniel gets hired again. I even say in this hiring cycle.
Man.
There's 8 jobs available. So let's take one of them away because of Dolphins. So 7, right? Because there's 8 minus the 1.
Right.
So there's 7 jobs available. Hell, Kevin Stefanski's getting rehired, Scott. There's not who, dude. They rehire these idiots all the time. There's bigger idiots than McDaniel, and I'll throw it out there. McDaniel's record is 45. What is it? 35 and 33.
Yeah.
How many coaches have winning records that are available?
Yeah. And he wasn't there for Tua as far as like they didn't draft Tua with him. He was a Flores guy. So I hear people say, well, he was given Tua. Like, I get it, but the numbers.
There's a lot of crap jobs out there, though, Scott. Like, who the hell wants the Arizona Cardinal job?
Yeah.
Are people lining up for the New York Jets job?
Yeah. That's.
The Raiders are a train wreck. Like, unless you like playing golf, like, what's the Raider attraction? Like Vegas, all right, you get to play golf. It's nice. The facilities are nice. It's a new stadium, new facility.
Brutal division, though. Just brutal, right?
Yeah, you're dealing
listen, getting that
Atlanta's the best job. I'm telling you guys. Atlanta's the best job. For the record, so I want to tell you about Harbaugh when you said with Miami.
Yeah,
Last night, Jackson Dart was on the sideline of the Ole Miss game. And people can read lips. And Jackson Dart hasn't been around long enough to cover up when he says something important like NBA players do. They all do the, listen, when they go into the year after. One of the Ole Miss assistant coaches, when they were standing on the sideline, said to him, clear as day, so who's the coach going to be? Who's your next coach going to be in New York? And Dart said, Stefanski or Harbaugh, one of those two, but I don't know either. He goes, one of the two, I don't know which one. Harbaugh or Stefanski. That's what Jackson Dart said. He said, I heard Harbaugh or Stefanski, that'll be one of those two, but it could be either one of them. So maybe Harbaugh got stolen by the Dolphins, and like, you know what I mean? It's could like lot. And don't forget, too, there was a report that Harbaugh wants, like you said, full control, and he wants $20 million a year. He's not even that good.
Get that, Giants.
You're not even that good anymore.
No.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. So timeout on the field, Indiana and Oregon. It's 49-15, 33.5 is your number.
I didn't expect
71.5. Yeah. Now
Doing
it's
the
just a
show
matter
coming
when they
in
get to
tonight?
50.
I didn't think it would be a route. Like, I didn't think, oh, yeah, this game will just be a route where we're just sort of like trying to get through it. You know what I mean? One type of game, but it is. Wow.
You want a wow stat? I got a wow one for you. This one I'm very surprised with. We were talking some NFL before the break. So there have been 72 outdoor wild card games, right? So we throw away the indoor ones. 72 since 2000.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. The over and the under, when it's, we'll just go in general. 49 unders, 23 overs. And when the over-under number, when the over-under number is 41 or higher, which is it for all the games except Monday night's game, 42 unders, 14 overs.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes
I
I
saw
run across
that.
these stats,
I'm aware.
but it's like, I got to look this up, and it's hard to look that up. I mean, you could, I suppose. But that 42 unders and only 14 overs in outdoor wild card, that's amazing.
Okay.
Right?
I know. I saw the same thing. I saw a similar thing. I like almost every game to go over this week.
Me too. Me too.
Okay,
That's
so
the
let me throw
problem.
one at you here.
Well, what do we do then?
The Carolina Panthers are the fourth worst team by the metrics to make the playoffs. All right, in the modern era, like with our division era and stuff. We're not going back to the 60s or whatnot and stuff like that. So in the modern, and since we've had these divisions in this format, only 4 teams, Scott, have made the playoffs with a losing record. The Panthers have the fourth worst point differential. So there was actually teams with worse point differentials than them before that made the playoffs with a losing record. The 3 teams before them to make the playoffs with a losing record all won the freaking game, Scott.
Wow.
They all won. I could tell you one that you'll remember off the top of your head. Remember many years ago, the Seattle Seahawks weren't that good.
Right.
Pete Carroll, 7-9 or whatever. Marshawn Lynch ran for like 220 yards, and they won the game.
Yeah, maybe when he ran over everybody on the Saints defense. Yeah.
Beast Mode was born.
Yeah.
Beast Mode was born.
Yes.
And that was one of the beginning of the Seahawks, like, dynasty.
Yeah.
But that's when their first playoff appearance, and it grew from there.
Yeah.
But they won. The Broncos won, and the Rams won as a losing team. I think, remember Sam Bradford? They had a losing record with Sam Bradford, and they won a game in the playoffs. So I'm just saying, it's kind of crazy, guys. If you want to go by history, so you just talked good call, good get as far as talking about the unders with the outdoor games. But for everyone thinking, oh, Carolina don't have a chance, the last 3 teams that didn't have a chance all won the game outright.
And I bet that number goes up. So if you like Carolina, like, who realistically is going to the window saying, give me Carolina,
It seems to be stuck at 10.5 now.
Yeah.
Maybe by kickoff. We should note, I don't know about the weather report. We're hearing, listen, there's some people that are acting like it's a doomsday and heavy showers, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and like over-the-top craziness, like Noah's Ark type stuff. And then I see more like, it's going to be raining, throughout the day type thing, but not like doomsday rain, just sort of rain. Yeah. So keep your eye on the weather tomorrow. But I personally think if it's the nastier the weather, the better it is for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
right? It just equalizes the field.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at NFLweather.com. It says definite rain showers, 71 degrees, 12 miles an hour wind.
So definite rain. But is it gusts, like pouring rain or soft rain? I mean, here's Indiana. They nearly popped it. You know what could be a bad beat for me here, guys? I got Dante Moore over 224.5. He's at 212. Yes, they're about to score again. I mean, you're really going to put him out here again? Why would you? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go out if I was Moore here. I'm a competitor, but it's like, dude, whatever, man. I might be the number 1 pick in the draft. We're losing by 50. What do you want from me?
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you putting me out there, coach? Scramble. You're calling bootleg plays for me.
Come in and listen. There's a talk show host with a prop, Dante. He really needs you to throw for 13 more yards. Can you do that?
We're fans of SportsGrid. We'll pull you after 30-plus yards, all right? Give me at least a couple of running backs in the backfield then, coach, to help my offensive line that's been getting crushed all night long.
Is Mendoza still in here?
He They fumbled that ball, right? When Moore went back to pass and his arm hit the running back. I don't know how many more times there were running backs in the backfield. Like a lot of times it was just like, all right, we can't do that. You know what? But in the process, you're eliminating blockers, to help the offensive line a little bit. But they may have gotten scared away. They got it down to the Oregon 26-yard line. 6 minutes left. They're going to score again. Yeah, he won't go out there. With 3 minutes left, I doubt he would go out there. I really do. So,
yeah, or in Indiana, just running the ball. We're in shutdown mode. Unless the only way is if Dante Moore, which I doubt, you know what I mean, like out of a movie, you know what I mean? Out of a movie says, you know what? I want one more drive with my boys here. I'm going to the NFL, so you know what I mean. I want one more, it's one more for the road, right? One more for the road, guys. Forget about the score, right? Let's just go and get a touchdown on the way out here. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Like I said, he's got to be thinking right now about. They just don't let up. We talked about it. They don't let up.
Yeah. They're going to win by 30, at least 32 points. They're leading by 40 now, pending the extra point. So, yeah, they're going to cover the 28.5. They're going to they hit the 50 points. We told you. Hopefully, you guys cashed in.
I got over 74.5. It's 77.5 right now, but over minus 170 the over. I'm surprised that they're expecting this. So what are we at now?
We're
I
at 70.
I can't even do the math. We're at 70. We're at 70 now. 55. What a unique score, Scott. I don't know if I've ever seen a 55-15 score on the screen before. With 5 minutes left, we got fives.
Wow.
55-15 with 5:13 left. Now the extra point, so they're going to get to 56. That's got to be it for Indiana. They're not going to score. So they're at 56.
And, oh, by the way, Mendoza's still in the game for Indiana. So,
yeah, I don't.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
welcome back in game live, game day on the grid. So, yep, another touchdown, 56-15. Mendoza with 5 touchdown passes. He's still in the game, Gabe, which is just remarkable, up 40 points here. And you got a little lucky here, right? Dante Moore is back in the game for Oregon, down 41.
God bless him. I like to know the story, Scott. I'd almost set it up if I was in a post-game conference. When everyone asked Dan Lanning depressing questions, I'd be like, talk to me, Coach, about Dante Moore and what it means to you that he wanted to go back out there when it was 56-15. You know what I mean? It'd be a great story, right?
Left.
Like, well, I'll tell you what, he knows, wow, I was going to take him out, and he told me no. There's no way, Scott, I got to believe, there's no way that Lanning told him to go out. This has to be Dante Moore saying, no, I'm not coming out. And you know what? Doesn't hurt his draft stock, does it, Scott? Man's up, bro. I manned up. I didn't pull a Kyler Murray. I didn't start crying on the sideline or whatever, like, oh, I'm out. It's a rout. No. I'm going to be there to the final whistle. You can't blame Dante Moore for this loss tonight. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want him to do? Like, the kid was running for his life.
He threw the pick 6. So we'll blame him for that.
First play,
but other than that, that was the one. But then his arm hitting the running back. You got to believe the running back wasn't supposed to be there. Then they fumbled the football.
He went 20 of 32, 235 yards right now.
35 yards. Right? Yeah. So, and they actually ran the ball a little bit more than I thought.
Game of his life, Scott. I'm just saying. Well, there was one big run, right? They had like a 71 yard. Yeah, 71.
You take the 70-yard run out of it. They ran. Jen. You know what? You take that run.
Well, you take that out, Scott. You had 22 yards, 21.
Yeah. Yikes.
It's not. They did not run the ball well.
Yeah,
it was very they did not run the ball well. No.
Never mind. Yeah.
But hey, listen. You take away Jordan Davison and Noah Whittingham. That's not easy. How many touchdowns is that between the two? I'm going to look it up right now.
15.
Between the two of these two
the one
guys.
guy's got 15.
Like, how many touchdowns did the Ducks lose tonight by not having these two in the lineup? And yards, I'd like to see. All right, let me see. Stats here, running backs.
I think it's
Rushing.
23 touchdowns, I think.
Whittingham had 129 carries for 829 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jordan Davison, 113 carries, 667 yards, 15 touchdowns. Yeah. So they lost their 2 bell cows and 21 touchdowns coming into tonight. And, the backup split and transferred. The 2 backups split and transferred. So they were hamstrung tonight. And the other kid did a nice job with a big run and stuff. But it did hurt them not having Davison and Whittingham. Because Dante Moore could have just dropped it off to them. Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Quick drop-offs and quick, like, it would have, I'm not saying it would have won, Scott, but it didn't help the Ducks. But I don't think, I think you could put Barry Sanders on the Ducks tonight and they're not winning. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't matter. What's weird is, though, the one guy, Derek Hill, he's the one that ran for the 70-yard run. He actually had 500 yards, but he, heading into tonight, but he only had 5 carries tonight. This other dude, Jay Harris, who had 116 yards this season, got 15
Yeah, they
carries.
gave him the carries. Yes.
Why would they, it's kind of weird. Or 14, 15
something
carries.
they know we don't about the two of them, right?
Yeah, apparently. That's kind of strange. Yeah, listen, you can nitpick this thing, but you lose a game by 41 points.
Yeah, you lose 56,
no matter
15.
Yes, it just wasn't happening.
There's not a lot to say.
I mean, you give up
give us a back door.
You give up a pick 6. You man.
I'd like a backdoor score here, though. One more for the road. Yeah. I got that in-game over 74.5. Yeah.
Yeah, we got I got the in-game over, 17 and a half points.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So one more, get us over the number. Yeah. They're not quitting.
Come on.
They're trying to score. They are trying. 2-minute warning.
All right. They got it.
So what do you think of the Panther game tomorrow? I'm taking the Panthers plus the points. I'm in the minority. I know you were talking about it, and you and your neighbor and everybody else, Scott. Rams in a 10-point teaser or starting off the money line, parlay, etc. Okay, maybe they did lose to Carolina 31-28 like last month.
Here's the other thing, too. I will say this, double-digit favorites, 17-1 straight up, 13-5 against the spread since 2011. But don't forget, this is a West Coast to East Coast on a short week. NFL didn't do the Rams any favors by making them play Saturday afternoon.
No, good
first
point.
game on a short week. So,
And if it's nasty weather, if it's raining and stuff like that, it'll neutralize the Rams' skill a bit. Right? Becomes sloppy, sort of, you can run the ball a bit. And the Rams are vulnerable. You can run on the Rams.
Yeah. But hour number 4.5 coming up here at the Grid.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Okay, Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not gonna happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. We are at the 2-minute warning. All but the celebrating for Indiana, 56-15.
Big play, Ducks.
Oregon
Scott.
does have the ball. Yep, let's go.
Big
Let's
play,
go Ducks.
Ducks.
Don't give up. Let's go 3rd and 12 at the Indiana.
Don't give up the fight.
41.
Don't give up the fight.
60-minute game, boys.
They didn't call it. Not that it matters. They're on like the 2-yard line, but there was a face mask on the tackle at the end. But the Ducks aren't quitting. Give these guys credit, man. It's 56-15. They got Dante Moore out there. I'm telling you, I bet you he said, yeah, just leave me in and let's finish this off with something. And, man, there's a lot on the line. We always talk, Scott, every play matters when you're a degenerate and you're better on. Here we go, man. Everybody's like, oh, boy, here we go. Oh, no, they got stuffed on first and goal. Please don't get stuffed now. Come on.
Remember the Atlanta game? Remember the Falcons? Who they beat
Which one?
on Monday or Thursday night? The Falcons beat
Bills.
somebody. Oh, they beat the Rams. Remember they beat the Rams.
Rams. Oh, yeah, the Rams a couple of weeks ago.
Right?
Yeah.
So there was a 4th down play, and it was ruled incomplete, ball game over, right? But technically there should have been 1 second left on the clock. Atlanta should have come on the field, and Kirk Cousins, they would have taken a knee, right? So halftime, I remember looking at it, Kirk Cousins had 1 yard. The halftime line on FanDuel was a half a yard. And I thought about
0.5, yeah.
Yeah, so, but because they just blew the play off, okay, it's over. But technically, they should have had Atlanta just take a knee. If that was the case, he would have lost 1 yard, and the under a half prop would have hit. So even in a goofy game like that,
something
even that
affects,
simple, like that obscure, there was a bet that it actually affected. So
every play,
crazy.
Every play, there's somebody somewhere. Like you think, oh, well, how, what now? Like somebody, and I'm not alone right now. I mean, how many people jumped in on that in-game over at some point, right? 72 and a half, 73, 74. It comes down. It's like, all right, did they score or not? Yes or no? Like 34 seconds left. They just threw it into the end zone. They got a pass interference penalty. So Indiana aren't letting them score, and Oregon are like, this is a battle to get in here at the end. Oh, no, they fumbled the snap. Oh, God, this is an adventure, Scott. He got the ball back, and he threw it out of bounds. Thank God.
Oof.
This is amazing, isn't it, guys? It's 56-15, and we're acting like it's a tie game and a championship's on the line. It's the goal line now.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't want them to
You
run. I
need
don't
to
know if
get
they
to
would
2
call a
after,
timeout.
Scott, too. You need to get to 2.
Yeah.
It's 22 and a half, right? So you got to get the touchdown and
Right.
the 2 here.
And I would
They
think
will go for
knowing
2. They will.
Yeah. Why not? Right? If you're going to go to this effort
Unless,
to
for
score.
some reason, they want their kicker to get some last kick. But I don't think their kicker's a senior or something. I don't know. Like, They haven't scored yet, though. And Indiana are not making this easy for them.
Yeah.
Come on,
Second
Indiana.
and
Stop
goal.
being such a bully. Just let them score.
Yeah. Signetti's a nut. He's probably still have his
I know,
starters out there. You know, he
he's
probably
going to
still
be mad
does
at them for this. They just scored.
Yeah.
Touchdown. We get there.
Touchdown.
Over 74 and a half. Touchdown Ducks.
Cha-ching.
This is
now let's
funny.
see.
Indiana just sort of ducked out the Ducks. This is what the Ducks did to JMU. They were murdering you and ended up like 52-28 or something. It didn't look that bad.
Yeah. Get the backdoor
Now
cover.
you know what it feels like, Oregon, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they got the backdoor. I couldn't believe it. That was one of those goofy games where it's like,
I couldn't
it
believe
turns it
that
off.
either, Scott. With that one. That was
I
one of
saw
those
the
nights,
final
too. There were a
score.
bunch of games going on that day, and I had a couple of drinks, and I tuned away from the JMU game. I looked at my account, and I was like, I should have more money than this. And I sort of like, what do you mean they didn't cover? Like, I was sort of like, what do you mean they didn't cover? They were winning by 38. Like, no, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, my God, we got backdoored. Like,
yeah, they scored like 3 times in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
So-
Signetti's chewing him out on the sideline. He's not happy. He's giving him the he gave him the evil eye as they all came back. Like, you guys are a bunch of losers. He just allowed that touchdown.
He's got a little something now. I think deep down he's happy because now he's got something to chew the guys out for the next 10 days.
You guys didn't end strong. That was pathetic.
Yeah.
The last 4 minutes of that game was terrible.
Yeah. They outscored you, you know, whatever it would be. 22.
You know
they
the
got,
Bobby Knight story with Michael Jordan is the best ever. He's coaching Michael Jordan on on the national team, and at the half, Jordan had 24 points, 12 rebounds and 10 assists or something like that, and Bobby Knight didn't have anything to do. So at the half, he started yelling at Jordan. He goes, "Jordan, all you're effing doing out there is scoring, rebounding, and assisting."
You're not setting any screens.
He started chewing into Jordan. You're not doing this. It was like, and Jordan started laughing and stuff. And Bobby Knight said, I rarely broke character when I was in my little mode. And he goes, I couldn't help it. Like Jordan, even as a kid, made me Jordan just sort of laughed at him and told him F off or something. And it was like, I'll get the real story, like the punchline, Scott, next time. We're out of time. It's a really funny story. It's not that long either. It's a really funny story.
That's funny. That's amazing.
I think he did say you're not setting screens, Scott. I'm not even kidding. It's really funny. Like Bobby Knight goes, I had nothing to yell about. We were winning by 50. Jordan had 1 million points. It was like, he goes, I ripped into Jordan at the half. It was really funny. 56-22 final score.
Yeah.
Mendoza's all class. First thing he does goes right up to Dan Lanning and shakes his head right away. Signetti looks I want to see if Signetti cracks a smile. Does he crack a smile? No, not yet.
Yeah, he's still got that axe to grind. And he'll say something crazy at the podium, when they...
Bowden was right.
He
sort of smirked.
Championship.
He sort of just smirked. Yeah, he sort of smirked. He's like, he fights it. It's like, no, don't let him see me smile. Somebody asked, because they tried to take him down a little bit. There was a former player that said about Signetti, they said, oh, it's cool and whatever, he's a good coach, but they said he's never happy, right? And basically, Signetti responded to it at the press conference this week and said, that's not true. I'm happy, but I do it behind closed doors. He just smiled a little bit, but not really. Like he sort of, and I bet you he was saying, "Oh, I bet you we showed them," when he said it. Like,
yeah. Hey, listen, he was on Saban's staff for how many years?
He's Nick Saban, man. He's he reincarnated. Really nobody's ever been as close to Nick Saban as this guy.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying he's the greatest ever type thing, but you know what I mean. Like in the same way Kobe was Michael Jordan. Like it was like, wow, like they are the same. Like you have cloned yourself after this guy. Cignetti is a Nick Saban clone, bro. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at the way he talks. Like it's just everything.
Stern, a strong face of just like, stern. That's really the best word for it. Just no.
How many Alabama fans right now are wishing that was Alabama red that he was wearing?
Right.
You see the red?
Believe,
like,
you gotta believe they went
if you're
after
Alabama,
him, right?
if you're serious, you offer him $50 million a year, whatever. If you're serious, Bama, you go, yeah, we're bringing Cignetti in. He was our assistant coach. He's ours. You don't have the money.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban is the biggest booster of Indiana now. He's got big money, bro. He's got nothing to do.
Football tomorrow, real quick. Rams, definite rain showers, and Bears, Packers tomorrow night, scattered snow showers in the 40s, low 40s.
Give me the Panthers plus the points and the over. And I got to tell you, the Bears-Packers game is the toughest game on the board for me to pick this week. I keep on sort of going back and forth with it. It's 44.5, snow showers expected maybe. Not really that cold, so I think it'll sort of be just sort of rain kind of type thing. 44.5 is late, Scott. 24-21, give me the over 44.5 on Saturday night. Give me the Buffalo Bills to beat the Jags in the over. I like the Eagles, Scott, but now it's getting so high. I'm almost getting scared.
5.5.
Like, I think the Niners. Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking about there's a lot of points. A lot of points. Wow. And I like the Chargers plus the 3.5 Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I like the Patriots in that one. It took me all season long to buy into them. I do like
They're
them.
Like the NFL's Indiana, maybe, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I lost so much money on the unders for them for the season. So, yeah. Gabe is back tomorrow afternoon. I'm back tomorrow afternoon as well. Him at 12, I believe it is, and me at 4 Eastern time here on the Grid. Enjoy, folks.